I'm Mark Schneider, you're watching Schneider Classics, and today I'm gonna build an exhaust system for this thing. So for anybody who doesn't know, this thing is awesome. I built this thing a couple years ago when I needed a car. So we slapped like 5 trucks together. It's a 5-ton cab. It's got a 74 Corvette motor in it. It's got, I'm pretty sure that's the wrong rear end in it. I think this is out of a newer car. That's a smaller 10 bolt, which is not original. We do have a 12 bolt sitting over there that I want to put in the truck to get better gear ratio to go more original, because it's got a SM420 4-speed Maurice manual transmission in it, which is pretty much just a 3-speed with a low gear, because 4th gear is 1-to-1. There is no overdrive in this thing, which kind of sucks. I would even love to throw a 14 bolt, because I actually do have a spare 14 bolt, but I want to keep the 6-lug axle shafts, and I don't know enough knowledge that if I could just pull these axle shafts out and stick them in that 14 bolt. Well, since I have that 12 bolt, I actually probably could just pull that apart and give it a go, because I have one sitting, I have 2 axle shafts sitting right there. It's crazy that when you speak things out loud, you think of things that may work, and now I may have to probably try that on my off time. But this truck is getting 2 brush glass packs. Have 2 pre-bent baggies, 2-inch pipe, 2 brand new collectors. Now the reason we have all this is I'll show you the old exhaust. This is the old exhaust. I pulled this off the other day, because you can see there's that nice crack right there. And the fact that when we built the truck on the channel and stuff, this is what I welded to make this work with the original wide pipe, because I had a deeper oil pan, which then I originally ended up swapping out anyways for original oil pan because it had a big leak in it. But these are junk, and I had them on backwards. This one's supposed to be on the left side, on the driver's side, because the alternator bracket hole goes up in through here and bolts up to these 2 things. Originally I flipped it backwards because I went with a different style alternator bracket, and so these were on the opposite sides, but they're straight down port, they're center ports, which is kind of needed. Plus this truck just needs some love to start getting driven again, and I really wish I had better gearing in the rear, because this truck's slow. It's slow and old. But I used to drive this thing daily for like a year. Now, as you can see here, we installed some headers. Now, I'm gonna be very honest here with this, and I kind of use this as an excuse. I tell people, oh, I bought brand new headers because, one, they cost just as much as, well, they cost just a little bit more than the manifolds. And manifolds don't come with collectors, so I would be having to spend that much extra on collectors anyways. That is partially true. You can go and buy a used set of headers. I probably have 2 sets of different style headers or something else sitting out at the farm, because these are junk. Well, that one's cracked, so that one's junk. That one's still good, but so that one I can keep on the shelf. This one's junk. It is garbage. It is no good no more. But really, like, these are not really wanting. For me, I look at that and I go, if I'm gonna upgrade my exhaust, I'm gonna upgrade the exhaust instead of, because before I replaced the exhaust with a exhaust that was off of something else anyways. So going with headers, it's kind of just a want. I did spend a bit more on them because I needed center port shorty headers. You can get like long tube back exit headers for like 200 bucks anywhere. They're cheap. I mean, and cheap headers are cheap headers. These are cheap headers, but I paid like almost, I think, $360. But they did come with all of the hardware, and they came with all of the gaskets, and I will link them in the description below on Amazon where I got them. But like, it's not horrible. They do lie a little bit. They said it was 2.5 inch, and measuring this out when I got it is 2.5 inches here, the exit point from the collector. But they already, you can see there, they put a down pipe into it, down the 2 inch. So I have 2 inch stuff for it. I did buy 2.5. I had to return it for the 2 inch because I ordered everything at the same time and had to return and now wait for all of my 2 inch stuff to come in, which was actually way quicker because that stuff was more locally available. But for the most part, straight 90 and straight pipes straight back. We're not doing something fancy here, but it is fancy because it's maybe a true dual exhaust. I don't want this truck to be a dually because there are benefits to dualies and not. That frame back there is a dually, and that will stay a dually for a reason. That's a 1-ton application. This is only a 1/2-ton application. I don't need 4 wheels in the back. That's expensive. Also, I want to stick with 6-lug. I really like the 6-lug stance, so I'm just going to keep it the way it is. But I won't lie, in the future, I would really like to get maybe some custom wide. So like the expensive, oh, I'm only paying for 2 tires instead of 4 for the rear. Well, in the future, I want to upgrade this truck to big ass wide tires in the rear. And I have all that room to play with that. So we'll see. If anybody knows reasonably priced tires, let me know. Because I would even love to buy another set of these and go and take it in to get widened. Because I love the look of these rims. They just match and everything like that. The front ones are deeper than the rears anyways. I could swap that out. I never actually really realized that or noticed that. Are they deeper? No, it's just perception. That is not as deep. So I could, like with the inner lip, and move that and play with it. Because as you see, we got lots of room here. We have a whole nother foot. And everyone always tells me, is it a dually that I'm running without duals? Why isn't it a dually? I should put it to a dually. I don't want this thing a dually. But I would love to get some wider wheels in the rear here. Not gonna lie, that would be fucking awesome. So with this, I'm going to have to sit underneath the truck, measure this out, because I'm gonna have to I think I'm gonna have to cut this like right there and weld it. So this is just a quick turn nailed pipe. Measure out my lengths and stick this out so it gets out to the back of the cab. And these things, as much as this is a legal muffler, it's a glass pack. Let's be honest, it's it's a thrust glass pack, just like that was on this truck originally. Straight through, nothing there. So, will she be quiet? She'll be quieter. Just let me tell you, this thing is not really quiet right. Fuck, that just runs so good now. So first thing I'm gonna have to do, I think, is maybe even just lift up the rear a little bit. See, look at all that room for activities when the suspension is unloaded. That power steering pump leaks a little bit. Damn train. But man, does that thing just ever work so much better.
So
So from climbing underneath there and stuff, yeah, I marked I was gonna cut this, but then it would shift the exhaust kind of like this because the headers sit inbound, and I'm like, well, kind of need to correct that, so we'll go on angle cut and I'll put it straight back. Now, by doing an angle cut like this, yeah, doing an angle cut like that, yeah, should I just bend it? I would agree if I could. I don't have any way to bend this stuff. So that's what I just got to do. I got to make an angle cut. I'll weld it and I'll live with it. Because, no, that won't cut that much performance down. It'll still be a full 2-inch to 2-inch connection. It just will be a sharper angle, which might help with the sound a little bit. I'm not an exhaust expert. This is the first custom exhaust I'm actually ever making.
Don't ask me questions, I keep on forgetting. My head's always empty, there's too much that I don't know. Don't ask me questions, I keep on forgetting. My head's always empty, there's too much that I don't know.
But that works just like that. Cutting exhaust is weird, man. I've never cut exhaust. So I'll be doing that. Actually, it might be good that I left a little lip there because it doesn't seem like it is perfectly even. So we almost have it mocked up. I have one more cut and weld to do, and I'll show you what I'm doing, because you can see that one's straight and that one goes down a little bit, and I gotta bring that straight up a little bit. And obviously this is hanging a little bit because the muffler will go on, and then we'll hang up the muffler with the muffler hanger. But you can see that there's a bend there, bend there, bend there, and that side doesn't have one yet. And because I don't have a bender, I'm going to show you the cheap way of doing this. Takes a little bit longer, not gonna lie, but it is the cheap way of doing this. So this kind of sits under here. Like I said, we want this to go up. So I didn't leave a mark while I was underneath there. And you can tell we've done a couple already. So all I'm gonna do And because I'm not a perfect welder and stuff, and I just wanna, and I'm just using a cheap $100 welder, I grind these smooth. And also it just shows, because I'm not a welder by profession, allows me to go through and see if there are any holes in that weld that are not strong, that'll leak, because this is the exhaust. Now you could really work on this for a while and purely clean it up. I'm mostly just cleaning it up to make sure that, one, there's no holes in it, no air bubbles that get trapped, and that my welds have penetrated. It's also the factor, it's a lot nicer to grab. It's a lot nicer to grab when you're underneath a truck or something, or like weeds go by and brush and all this stuff, instead of a hard lip. So yeah, let's put that back on. Just get a test of that all hanging, and after the test, obviously I think I may move this one up a bit more, but just a test.
The evaporust in there.
Here, look who stopped by. Good old mechanic.
Don't let the authorities know.
Oh, actually, I do have something that you might like. Oh, thanks.
Friends don't let friends trust the government. Where did you find that?
You can ride that. You can have that if you want. I got it with a trade. It's been sitting in the back shed since. There, good old. Perfect for you.
Oh yeah. Oh, that guy. That guy.
Yeah, that came with that three-wheeler
That's
on
fun.
the back of it. As you see the notch went in the hitch. Well, a good visit by the old mechanic. These things I say are done. I'm a little bit off on my one cuts, but that's fine. They measure up good. They're even. They got a custom bow to them. So just got to install those, but I need to go get some hangers and stuff like that, so I'm gonna leave those there for night, so I can paint them up tomorrow, because I'll just get some high temp paint, quickly do that. This I'll have to get rid of. The stickering, I'll quickly sand that off tomorrow, sand them down, paint them tomorrow, and then bolt everything up, and this will be done. So next, because I want to paint these up, I'm just taking some Scotch-Brite and taking the shine off, making it dull and full of scratches. Because as we put our header paint on here, because I'm going that extra mile, want it to stick. So we gotta scratch up all this surface, because this is shiny and this is getting dull. And then when it's dull, I mean, it's just used to this motion already. It's ingrained in my brain. And see, that's all the metal we've taken off. Now that I've sanded all that, and it's going to be full of metal dust, just need the grab a cloth here and clean it all off. There's what's left, and that would make your paint eventually peel up.
It's too much that I don't know. I did my heart again. Drive myself to the plane.
Now the reason I'm painting these is, one, I don't want it to rust. I want to put this on the truck and it to last a bit. But the second reason is, one, it's red, just like our mufflers, so it kind of matches there. And two, it's just, we have problems around here with enforcement and old vehicles. They want to make sure they're up to par. Because this is kind of a louder exhaust, and I'd be like, oh, well, what's your exhaust on? I'll be like, look underneath the truck, It's bright red. You'll be able to see it. It'll pop right in your face. So I won't get questions about it. And I love this tailgate because this tailgate is the perfect paint stand. So it says once this is dry to the touch, to put this on the vehicle and run it for 10 minutes, let it cool off for 10 minutes, run it for 20 minutes, and let it cool off for 20 minutes. So once this dries, I'll get it back on the vehicle and we'll hook everything up. So I have to go on from the muffler on, because the muffler just doesn't slide on. This is my hanger for the truck. It's a simple, cheap Canadian Tire this. And then after this, after we get this installed, they make some custom tailpipes because I don't want to pay 30 to 40 bucks on tailpipes when I already have some pipe laying around and I can make it. Which I'll show you later because I don't want long tailpipes, but I do just want tailpipes that bend down and maybe shorten a bit or widen or whatever I want to do. Angle cut them or something. All I want to do is I'm going to make some tailpipes that go bent down because budget. There you go. That's way quieter. Oh, well, that's because it's on the jack stand. Okay, let me just pull it off the jack stand. I gotta let it run for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Well, they call this a wrap. I still got to make some tailpipes for it, but we're not going to do that today. It sounds good. Sounds like it's running pretty good. You can see the tailpipes exiting there. But we're going to call that a wrap. And yeah, we'll make the tailpipes another day. Just because I'm tired of metalwork and I need a little break. But box is pretty much cleaned out. She's ready to drive again. All the lights work on her. Sounds good. Just been idling her so we can cook that exhaust paint on.